One, two, three.
The best outdoor kitchen design tips start with considering three key things. First is going to be the location of where you place the feature. Second is going to be a deep dive into your intended uses. And third, and most interesting, are the design features. So let's unpack what that means. First, let's talk about the proximity, location, if you will, of kitchens. When we're talking about proximity and we're considering what to do in a design aspect of your outdoor kitchen, you want to consider how close it is to the features you're going to be enjoying, but also if you're going to be cooking, entertaining, bringing food outdoors, how close is it to things like your kitchen, your porches, and the places where you're going to be eating? So proximity, as far as close to that, is important. But also, is it protected from things like sun, wind, rain? From a comfort feature perspective, proximity is the number one thing to consider when that becomes a comfortable space to use after your outdoor kitchen is constructed. And third comes down to getting more bang from your buck from your design. What I mean by that is that when you place your outdoor kitchen in an area where you're going to be eating and entertaining, but it's also in a place where you can enjoy the beauty and craftsmanship of that kitchen as a vignette and focal point, whether that's through windows, through views out your home, you're getting more bang for your buck and you're getting to enjoy it in a different way besides just cooking and, functionality, if you will. So now let's take a deep dive into the intended uses of your outdoor kitchen space when you're considering design tips. When you do a deep dive, I don't mean as surface levels what another organization would do, which is asking, hey, what are you cooking and what are you doing on the space? I'm talking think more deeply about how you're going to entertain, how you're going to gather, and how you're going to cook. A lot of times if people host large gatherings, they forget to include those intended use things like plugins because they're going to have blenders for blended cocktails, or they're going to have a slow cooker with snacks to watch the game outdoors. Those intended features can be anything from extra outlets to extra storage because your kitchen is by your pool and you want to store some towels or noodles nearby, to really deep diving into how do I visualize this space. It can be so much more than just a grill island. Really think about those uses. Are you a craft cocktail person? Maybe you should be thinking about having a little well for the toppings, or a place for herbs so you can pop some mint in a fresh drink. Things like that are going to take that design element up several notches over just the out-of-the-box flimsy outdoor kitchen grill island. The third aspect of outdoor kitchen design that's incredibly important are the design features that you select. Now, while we can address things like materials and those types of things, I'm talking more about the literal design of your kitchen. So some of my favorite tips that I like to provide are: consider doing counter height bar gathering areas instead of an elevated bar. Most people look at me confused when I recommend that. But here's the thing. If you're doing big spreads of food or drinks or entertaining, or you want to play a game of cards, when you have one level space that isn't tiered and broken up, the functionality of that countertop becomes double what it would be if you broke it up between counter height by the grill and bar height where people are seated. Those little details double to triple the return of enjoyment you get out of that space because you can do more with that space. So don't break up your countertops unless you just direly want to. Consider also putting extra space by grill areas. I recommend never making a chunk of your countertop less than 2 feet wide because it won't be functional and it will serve virtually no purpose. With 2 feet or more, you're placing platters, you're placing cooking utensils. So don't ever settle for a kitchen design where you've got 8 inches between a grill and a smoker, because that is a total waste of money and functionality.